Alright, what's up, Dragon Brew? Today we're going to be playing some equipment, but this time in black and white, because there's some cool new cards that came out in the last set that we haven't played with at all on the channel, and figured now's as good a time as any. So starting at the top, we have some Zakfair, just mostly as a way to try to protect some of our stuff once we load them up with equipment. And then we have Whiplash. It's a 1-mana 2/2, it enters tapped, unfortunately, but then when it attacks, if it's equipped, opponent loses life, we gain life equal to the number of equipment attached to them. There's a couple of Basilisk Collars so we can get stuff Death Touch and Lifelink. One Dragonfire Blade, just so hopefully maybe we can protect our stuff from a few spells. And then we have Excalibur too, because we haven't played in the deck, but we do have enough ways to gain life that this could actually be kind of valuable. Speaking of which, we have Aldebert Steiner, gets bigger for each equipment we control and has lifelink. Cloud, so we can go find any of this equipment. Sheltered by Ghost, because the card's still just good. But we are playing Super Soldier Serum, so we can have somebody just load up a bunch of stuff, have First Strike Vigilance, and just be generally hard to kill. We also have Amalia Benavides Aguirre. This is actually pretty cool because we are going to be getting life. Hopefully this will help us dig down to the cards that we're looking for. A couple of copies of Winter Soldier, Icy Assassin, Menace, and Vigilance. The Menace part's going to be what's pretty big, but it does get +2 for each equipment attached to it. And then somewhere down the line we can pay 5. It enters in with the finality counter, but we also get to automatically add an equipment to it, which is pretty good. We do have some Swiftfoot boots because Hexproof is awesome. And Halaya, not many, just one, but we do have enough artifacts, obviously, so maybe we get to draw some cards occasionally, and we are gaining a fair amount of life from things in the deck. Speaking of which, some more lifelink here with Death Touch on Cloak and Dagger to get stuff out of the way. A couple of copies of Iron Man armor so that we can come over the top, or if the opponent sweeps the board, just attack with some Iron Man armor by itself. And 2 copies of Leyline Axe. So hopefully, sometimes, people just get to pick these up with Super Soldier Serum. Who knows? But we'll see. Yeah, this one's going to be kind of all over the place and a bit of a surprise, so have some fun with this one. Strap yourselves in, though, because I have a feeling these games are going to be all over the place. Okay. That Restless Fortress isn't totally our friend right now, but we could have done worse. And I guess we're just going to play Cloud. Opponent might duress us here, though. And if so, I assume they would take... Oh, no. Mud Button Curse Tossers. We're going up against for real goblins. All right. Then what do we need? Some life gaining thing, maybe? We already have a Leyline Axe in hand. We have an Iron Man armor in hand. This is where the blade could be useful. Damn. Maybe it is the blade. All right. This guy can't block, right? Yeah. But then if it dies, it gets to destroy something 2 or less. Oh, and look, you have a Shredder. Yeah, no blocks. Okay, getting rid of Shredder's nice here. Alright. Cloud, go to work, friend. So I'm going to assume this is Goblin Tokens and trying to take advantage of the Shredder. Remember how much hype there was on Shredder? And people were crazy thinking that like, oh, well, this is strong, but it's probably not insane. And I think its biggest power was still in older formats. All right. Trying to think what this looks like. If we... Let's go Blade. Then Serum. And we'll just... I'm going to attack with both of them. Like, what are you going to do? Because I'm not blocking with Zakfair, obviously. All right, opponent goes to 9. Oh, 8. Zakfair had to get his 1 in there. If we get to hold on to Cloud, all we gotta do is draw an untapped land, and then we just steal the Leyline Axe, and that's ball game. I will 100... Oh, I can't block Shredder. He has Menace. Alright, take the 3, whatever. I'm at 20 plus. I'm not too worried about that. Alright, let's go Iron Man armor. They can't block anyway. Sure, get in there for lots many. Have nothing to attach. Alright, that'll do. Blah, this sucks. I think we keep it anyway, though. I mean, anything we draw, at least we have stuff to go on it. And to build this deck, you have to be kind of careful like you do with all types of decks like these, where you have to find a way to play a reasonable number of creatures while also playing enough things to put them on, because you don't want to have a bunch of creatures or a bunch of equipment with no creatures to put them on. So it gets kind of weird. But I believe we're playing 18 creatures plus the Iron Man armor in this list. I mean, feel free to get rid of my duder. Oh, they had the armor. That's interesting. That feels like they still have a protective spell here. Oh no, they're just going all in on the ethereal armors? Opponent, how greedy of you. I mean, we were going to make another play so we could just protect our creature and then make sure they can't steal it. Because now, if they have a Seam Rip and a land, they would be... Oh, no. Yeah, they would. They'd still be able to pay the 2. I think we got to do it anyway. This is the one time we're going to have opponents totally shields down, so we got to take it. It'd be foolish not to. We do get 4 life. And if we survive the turn with Steiner, we'll actually get to play a Swiftfoot Boots, and the opponent should have a pretty hard time removing it. Oh, well, the other creature we drew was Steiner. That's unfortunate. All right, go attacking. Okay. And then we can Super Soldier Serum and get First Strike on top of all this other craziness. First Strike Death Touch is pretty baller, by the way. Your opponent usually can't do much about it. Oh, we're going to get the super pile up. Here we go. And we get to equip everything. So we're going to have Death Touch, Lifelink, get to put counters on when we gain life. We get all the value. And we have Wars, too. This guy's crazy. This hand felt so bad. We only had one creature, and then the other one we drew was Steiner. And just look what this dude was loaded with. This was crazy. So we had Hexproof, Haste, Ward 2, +2 with First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink. This is crazy. And we could have played another Super Soldier Serum. Awesome. We're going to mulligan this. That's better than what we had, so sure. Okay, this should be kind of fun. Cats. Okay. Can we do anything about cats? At the moment, no. I guess next turn we can Whiplash and Super Soldier. No. Maybe we just Whiplash and Cloud. And then find one of our 1 mana equipment. I mean, would the opponent be willing to trade? That's the real question. Okay, what do we want to get? Costs 4 to cast a Leyline Axe. I think we're supposed to take Basilisk Collar. And then we'll go ahead and just play Whiplash. I will attack. If they trade, I'm okay with the trade here. Oh, they're keeping a Helpful Hunter. Interesting. I guess put a counter on the Hunter. No, they're going to scry. Okay. Then I don't know what this deck is. Oh, you know what? Oh, no, it's not what I thought. Oh, Seam Rip. You get both my guys. That's not bad. Yep. That'll do pretty well. Well, that kind of wrecks my plans. Good job, opponent. Yep, I think this is where we're just behind the 8 ball now, folks. This is what can happen with these decks. Same thing you see with like the mono white auras type stuff. You just draw all the things, but not enough creatures, and then you're kind of in a bad spot. Wow, and Southport. Oh, I see, because you have all the triggers. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we kind of need more stuff. Let's pass, I guess. I'm not sure what else to do here. I mean, find a Zac Fair and play a Sheltered by Ghosts? Is that our best play right now? It feels like it might be. Oh, gross. And they get 4 cards? No, they get 3 cards. Yeah. I mean, this is one where we just didn't draw threats, right? We drew 2 creatures. They dealt with them. This is kind of how some games are going to go every once in a while. Yeah, it's just a bit too late, I fear. What can we do? What can we do? What can we do? I think we just pass. I mean, opponent's hand's loaded now, though, so I'm just going to give them the GGs. We're not coming back. They're going to have a bunch of cards. Like, we're not beating that. All right. Okay, we will keep this. Get in there, a little whiplash. Show them what you can do. Which, currently, I don't know how much that is, but, you know, it's not nothing. What are we going to get? Probably... Playing against white-black. I'm going to assume we probably need a Swiftfoot Boots. Don't know how true that is. Oh. Against this pile, maybe not. Alright. Let's see what you're holding on to. Couple of Bitter Triumphs. We do have one... maybe I've been better off just playing Swiftfoot Boots this turn. I guess we take the Sephiroth? Like, I don't know. Alright. We'll take a Sephiroth. Why not? Mostly because, like, we can keep attacking into an 0-4. Like, it's not exciting, but we can. We can also get rid of the Political Triumph if we feel it's necessary. Ooh, a Leyline Axe. That could change things, though. Damn. Damn. What are we gonna do? Wow. Wasn't planning on drawing that. Okay, let's play the Swiftfoot Boots. Let's shelter with Cloud. I think we just get rid of the pack piece. And then if they want to get rid of Cloud to get their creature back, like, it happens. We're at 25 life, so we don't feel so bad. And that was the reason I put it on Cloud, because, like, I'm okay with Cloud dying here. We didn't necessarily want to lose Whiplash, because there's some extra value to be had, potentially. So, now that we know things, let's just run the axe out there. And just kind of say, what you want to do, opponent? What you want to do? All right. Now they can get rid of Cloak and Dagger if they had a land on top. Okay, nope, that's not so bad. We're going to take a bunch of damage, mind you. Yep. And then they're all going to be +1/+1. And then they'll die, and we'll get drained for another 2 each. I actually tried to build this deck, and I have a version that I wasn't super happy with, but we'll see. All right. So opponent's going to gain a bunch of life and go to 8. Did that not trigger? Or do you have... Wait. When it's a less target creature... Whenever creature you control... Oh, it has to be power 2 or less. Wait, weren't those 2? What am I missing? Oh, well. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Oh, wait. Yeah, we could first strike the 3/1. Oh, I should have put it on Cloak and Dagger, because they have Death Touch. That would be much smarter, obviously. But, alright. I'll just play the other one too. But yeah, should have put it on Cloak and Dagger. But anyway, if we attack, They block Cloak and Dagger. They block here. They only take 1, go to 1. Oh, no, they'll be dead anyway. Yeah, because Whiplash is going to trigger for the 2. Duh. For some reason in my head, I was calculating Whiplash only hitting for 1, and then we'd have to trample for the difference, but I forgot I put this second equipment on it, so it just drains for 2 anyway. Let's keep it. Only 1 white mana currently. That's something to be aware of. But we did find a Whiplash. Alright, so we could use Whiplash to get rid of something with the Sheltered by Ghosts. And then maybe you could put a Swiftfoot Boots on them. Because if this is truly allies, they don't have a lot of spot removal. Though they do play some. But the opponent does see that we're playing black and white, so they might be a little careful on giving us the better creature or not this turn. Yeah, that's a thing. So now we're kind of forced into a decision. Is it worth it to play Swiftfoot Boots and then try to Boots plus Shelter next turn? Or just play the Winter Soldier? And then have Menace and another 2/2? Ah, man, this is actually tougher than it feels, but I'm gonna go with the Swiftfoot Boots. No attacks. I was tempted to play Winter Soldier, though, because if they have their own Sheltered by Ghosts or whatever, all we can do next turn is just Winter Soldier plus Swiftfoot Boots. But this is what I was hoping. Because we were patient, there would be a better creature to get, and there it is. So that's one of the reasons we didn't want to use the Sheltered by Ghosts too soon. Still doesn't do a lot for us, mind you, but at least makes it a little more interesting. And now we mostly have the Katara on lockdown. Wartime Protesters, that thing has haste. And Earth Kingdom Duders, yeah. Get in there. We ain't blocking any of that. We need another white mana is what we need. Or this is just going to be very sad. Yeah, go for it. I'm not blocking. I'll take my 6. We don't have Vigilance yet, either. We keep drawing all these clouds. That's not what we want. Alright. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can attack for 5, which is effectively 6, 7. 6, 7. Because we'll drain them for 2, right? Because we have 2 equipment on them. So we would go to 19. Opponent goes to 13. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if they play the dude that pumps their team, we lose. But we can't block the 4/4 this way anyway. I'm going to go for it. It's definitely the wrong play, but I'm going to do it anyway. And just see if something happens that can help get us out of trouble. Yep, that's what I was figuring they had. That's what I was like, even if we stayed back, we're not blocking anything effectively anyway. So sure. Alright, yep. Didn't even matter the second one. They could have just attacked with everything else. The one thing so far I can say is we've been pretty consistent about drawing Whiplash. But that's about it. Yeah, we got to pay the 2 so we can cast things. Yeah, not super exciting, sadly. Oh, no Super Soldier Serums. Gosh darn it. Alright, we'll go ahead and play the Blade. We'll play a tapped land, and we'll go attacking. I assume this means this turn we'll see the room, right? Either that or they'll just deadly cover up. I don't think we've seen anything with blue, green, and black. What is that? Discard card directs a number of color. Yeah, sure. So that was their play. All right. End the turn, I guess. I get why they were playing all the stuff now. They were playing Converge. Yep. Got a deadly cover up for the one dude. Which makes sense. And this is probably where they play the 6 mana one. Which would make sense. Nope, just a Ritual Chamber. I say just a Ritual Chamber, like nothing else was going on there. This doesn't have to be done as a sorcery, so we're just going to pass a turn. And see if we can catch the opponent shields down. Deceit, sure. So the opponent's going to go to 10. Sure. That's not even the one we're worried about. Why would you not pick up the Leyline Axe? Opponent. Like, I'm appreciative. Don't get me wrong. But, oh, I guess you have a way to get rid of this guy, though. I guess it wouldn't matter, though, because if you had it, you could just respond. Oh, super sick. Put the blades on. Shelter Bygos. Get rid of the blocker. Nice! I mean, I guess because we found the shelter, it doesn't really matter, right? Because if they had left us the other one, then we just equip up. So he has 4 power. We shelter, get rid of that. We equip the other thing, so it has +4 anyway, so it's 8, and we still win. So, guess it didn't matter either way for the opponent. We got a lucky top deck, but yeah. If we don't draw that, I think you get rid of the Leyline Axe. You can at least block, you know? Alright, I guess we're keeping. Oh boy. Okay, we at least got a shelter by Ghost, so maybe we could do something with that. And a Badger Maul, okay. Let's go ahead and get rid of the Badger Mole. Even though we're probably going to be staring at like a Ouroboros next turn or something, but tis what it is. I mean, no point in attacking. They're just going to block, sack. We don't get any life anyway. We just end up with a tapped creature. But I'm trying to figure out what these next couple of turns need to look like. Oh, there's a Leatherhead. Alright, well, I guess now we're going to try to be in First Strike mode, because we get First Strike from the Super Soldier Serum. Otherwise, we won't get to keep any of our equipment, and that would be bad. We also get Vigilance, which is important. We can also play 2 bodies next turn, so we have choices now at least. And a bit of life to work with. Now, if they have something like Defend the Rider, blocking would suck. So I think this first attack, I mean, if they attack, that's also very telling, right? Because it says they have a way to protect their creature. Unless they just magically forget we have First Strike, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Now that becomes a problem. Because you can double power, make it go to 20. Oh, no, we're just dead. No, actually, wait. It only doubles power, not toughness. So we still get to block. Yeah. Oh, the opponent just realized. Because I was like, yeah, we still get to block. That's cool. All right. Okay. That's good. That's great, actually. So, what do we do now? We play the 2 equipment? I think so. Feels a little bit greedy, not gonna lie, but I mean, we gotta end the game somehow. Take to the skies, Whiplash. Take to the skies, friend. And attack. And yes, we would like to take that extra equipment. I also love that Arena stacks that appropriately, so you get to put the equipment on first before the ability of Whiplash triggers. All right, so opponent goes to 5, we go to 35. We now have a 9/7 creature, actually. So we're not worried about fight spells. I think we're pretty good. But I mean, they have access to Mightform, Harmonizer, and 2 sack lands, so I'm not going to say anything's a given at this point. Though I guess well, no, because we have a 9 power first striker now. So even if they had the Earthbender Ascension, they could put maybe 3 counters on it, 4 counters on it, and we'd still be able to first strike it. So yeah, I think they're just digging now, just to making sure they have a mana available that they need. And there's some combination of like Harmonizer plus that they're going to be going for. Because I could say, okay, there's Harmonizer. If there's no Earthbender Ascension, I don't think there's a way they get it done. Again, though, they could have something that gives it indestructible when we go to block. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. You just get a really big Leatherhead that we first strike down. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, because we're effectively at 42 life. So nothing they're going to do here really matters. So let's just block the biggest one. I mean, I guess technically the Badgermole Cub is the biggest one. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Sure. Oh, yeah. I forgot that Super Soldier Sword works on defense, too. Which is important, because you can move equipment around if you have 2 of them. Yep. Secret Tunnel. Do your thing. How sick is it? You're like, your opponent has double Harmonizer, and we're like, yeah, whatever. Like, they got the cards they wanted. We're not that concerned. Like, get rid of the one that gives us flying. And that would have been the reason to get rid of the Harmonizer, or the Leatherhead, but we're probably fine. I'm not overly concerned about it. Let's attack. They're still blocking. Sure. Oh, you know what? That was dumb. I could have used Cloud and put another equipment into play first. I guess it doesn't matter that much. In the end, it's irrelevant. Like, a bad block last turn could have ended the game this turn, but I don't think it's really that relevant. We're so far ahead. Yeah, there's a Leyline Axe. Yeah, sure. Alright. And we're 34 anyway. So like there's no combination of cards they can have here that we're afraid of. Yeah, I can say even if it was a Earthbender Ascension, we wouldn't have cared. I mean, you're on blocking duty next turn, opponent. And you know we have a Leyline Axe. Yep, GG's. So yeah, in the previous block, I was more just looking at damage, but, you know, still had to remember that Leatherhead can destroy a thing. So it kept us, I mean, it extended the game 2 turns, because we would have been able to attack over the top, but didn't really matter. We were so far ahead with so much life, and they have no way to deal with Whiplash when it's in this shape. Okay, yeah, let's keep it. The one thing I will say, though, I noticed in deck building, is there's not a lot of good 1-mana equipment. Like, there's some out there, don't get me wrong, but they're not cards I wouldn't say you really want to play. So it's kind of half the reason Excalibur made the cut. I think we need to get Swiftfoot Boots on Amelia if we could be so lucky. But for now, let's start with Cloak and Dagger. Okay, they had no more lies. Great, that works for us. So is this just Esper? No, this is just the 4-color control pile. Boo to that. Alright, let's try to attack first. Let's say you feel about a Swiftfoot Boots. Does this also get countered? Yep, not a surprise. Alright, we'll bait out the board sweeper, I guess. And then afterwards, hopefully play Halaya and get something. Because that was all part of the plan. Alright. So I assume we're just waiting for opponent to get Jeskai Revelation. And they had the good start, so it's going to be hard for us to win this. I don't even know if we can win this one from this stage. Would have been nice, I guess, to have Winter Soldier earlier, so maybe we have a creature we can get back late. Wow, opponent's like, no, I don't want you to have anything, dog. I don't think you understand. Sucks to not have another white mana, though. That is very disappointing. Because having Zach Fair is pretty big business. Alright, they're going to draw. They're definitely just trying to keep us off of everything right now. I'm assuming they have a removal spell, or we'll find one here for Winter Soldier. Alright. Is Winter Soldier dead? No, there's another Soul Guide Lantern. Sure. Kind of good, because they didn't get rid of the Winter Soldier that way. Problem now, though, is I can't justify equipping at any stage. Alright, in the turn. Opponent's on 5 mana? I mean, the good news is we're in a situation where we don't need to cast much. We just need to try to hold on to the creatures that we have. Which is going to be easier said than done, but it's where we are. Opponent's tapping 3 with 2 black and a red for a tablet. Yeah. Alright. Day of Judgment. Darn it. Alright. Gotta protect the Winter Soldier. And then now... Oh, I never wanted an untapped land so badly. Because now... Oh, wait. This is 3, 4, 5. Oh, we were only going to deal 7? Oh, if we'd have had an untapped land, we could have won. Yeah, because this is just for equipment attached to them. Dang it. Oh, this is so rough. Because we need to shelter the Tablet of Discovery, sadly. So, alright. I don't love this, but... Because they haven't played a land, so we know their hand's live stuff. Unfortunately. Man, we would have only put them to 1. Too bad I don't have a hasty. Man, just not drawing land was the death of us. We could have won this. It's a deadly cover-up incoming. I mean, if you're playing Day of Judgment and Deadly Cover-Up and Jeskai Revelation, then you got me, man. Like, what can I do? Gonna flashback Day of Judgment? Yeah, sure. like, what am I gonna do about it, you know? Hey, there's one of the Revelations gone. I was gonna say, is there any chance we find another... Well, even a Zach... It would have had to be a Whiplash so that we could put the equipment or the shelter on them. I think we're just dead now. It took us too long to find, one, the second white mana, but the 4th land altogether. God, we were so close. We could have put the game away. Yeah, I'm just like rethinking. We had 2, 4, 6. Yeah, it just wouldn't have had enough. Dang it. No, they were at 8. So even if we had the land, it wouldn't have been enough, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. Because we've only done 7, right? Because it's 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 1. Yeah. So we wouldn't have got there anyway. It doesn't matter. All right. Well, you got 5 mana available, opponent. You're going to have way more than enough. So they definitely can Jeskai Revelation now if they have it. So I got to figure out what's the best way to go about business. I guess start here. I mean, because what else am I going to do? Okay, I guess we end the turn. I mean, if they Revelation, I don't think we're going to come back, because then they're at 7+. Yeah. That's what I thought. I mean, we're still going to play, but I don't know how we're going to be able to pull this off. We're going to have the opponent just have nothing in hand, effectively. And that's going to be very unlikely, unless they just get super greedy on this turn. Which they might. Like, if they get greedy enough, play another spell or two, attack. They're not. They're probably setting up for another Revelation. All right. Yeah, now we can't win. If they'd have played one or two more spells, then like maybe there's an opening for us to get a little frisky. But as it is, I don't think we can do anything here. Yeah. That's just going to be it, I think. Yeah, there's no point. We just end the turn. Gonna Revelation again? Nope, consult the structure. All right, cool. We can move on. Okay, we're gonna keep it. I'm just not sure what this turn needs to look like first. I guess we're still playing Whiplash. Because that just makes sense. And against this deck, I think we just Zac Fair. They probably counter it. Or they just target Whiplash now. One or the other. Oh, yeah, that's okay, I guess. I've been seeing Long Rivers pull in a few decks. Like, for some reason, people are big on this right now. All right, well, we'll get Zac Fair down this time. So that's good. Only have one white mana, though, which seems to be a theme today. All right. Tablet, sure. You were supposed to get something you can't cast here, opponent. Don't you know the rules? Gosh dang it. So now I'm going to have to use my Zac Fair. Yeah, I know. We have another one? Okay, they didn't. Abandon attachments. Okay. So are we just going to go all in and hope they don't have removal? Or really a sweeper, but whatever. I mean, they could just have Lightning Helix. Which now is totally worth it, right? They Lightning Helix, they get back the tablet, and they're good to go. Or they just Day of Judgment. Okay, they're going to accumulate wisdom, so that's good. So what do we do? I guess we just put the Excalibur on it, or attempt to? Because playing a creature here doesn't feel like it does much. I guess we could play Halaya to put another counter on. So we attack right now. We're draining for 1. That's 6. Opponent goes to 6. We could put them to 5. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, because every point matters when they may have to use their Great Hall or whatever. Okay, that's fine. Quencher works. Alright, so they go to 5. So it's got to be Day of Judgment, I guess. If they have it, we lose. If not, we win. Okay, that's not going to get us. So they're looking for the Day of Judgment. Tablet is not going to do it. We got away with one, I think. Well, they could have a bounce. No, because they don't have any blue mana. So yeah, no bounce spells even. So I guess the question is, can you beat those decks? Yeah. You just have to have a quirky start, I guess. I don't really know. They dug for a lot, found removal, had stock up, countered a couple of things, and we still got to win. I still think this matchup's very, very hard. I think we got a little lucky in that one. Yeah, so there's a lot of good and bad to talk about on this one. Mostly because we had a kind of a weird bit of luck today, right? We had some situations where we didn't draw enough creatures. We had situations where we didn't get enough white mana, which is something I've made a couple of changes in the land here to kind of solve that problem. And then a couple where we just didn't get enough land, right? We got stuck on 3 and then really couldn't function. So unfortunately that happens, but they still brings the record to 8-5 overall, which is disappointing, but it's still a winning record, so we can't be too upset about it. But I think the issue, and I don't remember if I mentioned it in any of the games or not, is that there's not a lot of good 1 mana equipment, which I wish there were more, but I don't think it's bad playing the ones that we have, right? I think these are probably the best selection. The problem with Dragon Fireblade for me is that it's actually really good against stuff like mono green and the mono black mid-rangey stuff, right? Because they tend to just have spot removal that way. And I guess technically even against the mono white like auras, you're pretty good against those, because then they can't like seam rip your creatures or sheltered by ghosts, right? But the problem then comes against the like control decks and whatnot, right? Because their removal is, inevitable defeat, lightning helix, whatever. So I wanted it to be better than it was, but it was fine. All the other cards came through. We got to use lightning axe or leyline axe. That was very good. We actually brought Winter Soldier back from the graveyard one game to get a win. That was very good. So everything sort of worked the way we wanted to. And it's a little tough to say what the true record would have been, because if we shift those quirky games and we don't get weird land draws, then do 1 or 2 of those become a win, and now the record looks way better. So it also could have gone the other way too. And I think it was the last game, we got kind of lucky against the 4-color control decks. So kind of goes both ways. But yeah, if you're looking to play equipment with black and white, this is pretty fun. I think there's probably some tweaks you can make to it, and depending on the metagame, there's probably some decisions to be made. But overall, I enjoyed this one. Would I play it again? Sure. I don't think I have a reason not to. It was a lot of fun. So y'all just let me know how you feel about it. I'm going to put this link up over on Moxfield like this with the land adjustments and everything to make it a little bit easier for you. But that's all I have for now. We'll see you next time.